Do you feel the vibes?
What's happening, guys? Welcome back to Love for Crypto, the UK's #1 crypto channel. I'm Scott. No doubt you see me OBS open here. No, you're actually not. See, we're transition testing. So you just see me on the big screen now, hopefully. So I'm going to drop another transition and we're hopefully going to shrink myself down. You'll see the back screen. You'll notice we've sorted the backdrop and that with the studio. People have donated, been extremely helpful. Me in front of you now doing this would not be possible without the people that have already donated, so thank you. Little update coming in this video about that, so just stay tuned. But we're going to go for another transition now. Let's get used to this shit. Boom! I'm in the corner and you should now be able to see OBS Studio, open broadcast studio. Hopefully Kurt was just receiving a little bit of vibration on his mic and now you can hear me quite well. If I drop that down, let me know in the comments if you can hear me well or not. Is it the same as Kurt's podcast? Am I sounding Dalek like some of you were saying? So let's just get cracking straight away with a GoFundMe. We've been donated money, clearly. It's enabled us to produce this room that we can now basically do pre-recorded videos a lot better than we could before. We can do the podcast style that Kurt's been able to do. We can do this. I mean, I don't know what the picture's like. I've got a feeling my laptop's going to be struggling here. I've got about 5 things plugged in via USB and only 2 USB ports, so I'm exhausting it quite a bit. Once we get the PC up and running, I can introduce a second mic, one for Kurt, maybe have us both on the screen at the same time. We're going to be able to do two-way interviews. There's a lot of people already lining interviews up with us, so stay tuned for that stuff. There's people behind the scenes. The stream health is telling me it's good. We've got a wide connection in the room. But the main thing is, some of these interviews that mainly Kurt's going to be doing at first, they're going to be with people all around the world. The time zone is going to be affecting it now. To the other side of the wall is his daughter's bedroom, so we still need a little bit of GoFundMe money basically. So once we get the PC finished, we can soundproof the wall. We're going to need a second screen so Kurt can read off one screen and you see what he's seeing and you're not seeing what I'm seeing now, because I will be on another chair running the studio while Kurt is Q&A, ask me anything, he's reading through a document, whatever he wants to do. More here, Scott. 9 YXRP not take off because you don't want it to yet, mate. As soon as they want it to, it's going. You might as well just sit back, be happy with your stack and wait for it to happen. Let's get through these comments because I waffled a bit then. Can't watch now, we'll do later. Keep it up. Sounds good. Sound is great. Cheers. Needs to be a tad louder. Is that your device maxed out? Now I can bring the mic over there and it will no doubt go a little bit louder, but it could be a bit too loud for other people. That it's all just a test. And like I say, once I'm on the other seat and Kurt's chatting, we'll be able to do this a lot better. What's the camera quality like? Is that coming through okay? Looks and sounds perfect, loud and clear, looking banger, mate. Cheers. So yeah, it sounds good, but like I say, this is pretty much the limit of my laptop. My laptop can't do much better than this. Can't even plug another thing in it. So although the room might look finished when we're asking for more GoFundMe, we still have to reach out a little bit to the community, because it's not just for us, it's so we can bring you better content. I know some of you are dying some of the content that Kurt's got in his head and are dying to just be able to ask him some face-to-face questions. This room will enable that, and if it's midnight and it's soundproofed, it doesn't matter. He's not going to wake his daughter. So yeah, although it does look like we're nearly there with the room, there's still a long way to go. It has already improved the service, I would hope. like I say, wouldn't really be able to do this. Before we had this room up and running, I'd have been sat in the corner of my bedroom still, with no green screen and that. So basically, I just want to say thanks to anyone who's given, anyone who's going to give in. We understand what month of the year it is. We're not stupid. And for us to receive a few £100 of people during December when they try to buy for the families and the loved ones, it's, let's just say, yeah, it's overwhelming, to say the least. I've struggled to find the words of what it is. He's on max volume. When did you first get into XRP? It was Curtis, the other guy who does the videos with me, the one who's all the XRP's got his all onto it. So it was Curtis just rang me up last year. It was about November. He just said we was doing Instagram, love for knockouts, love for animals, love for life hacks, stuff like that. And he just rang me up. He's like, check out this thing, this Bitcoin and XRP. I'm like, mate, I've seen Bitcoin before. I'm not believing the bullshit. One of mates believing the mainstream media. And Kurt's like, no, have a look at this XRP. It's going to be a banker's coin, all that. Took me about an hour. Took me about an hour to look at it because I just saw the 5-day pending payment coming down to 4 seconds or less and saving the banks countless millions per year or per day. If you're going to say millions. It's a no-brainer, innit? A bank's a business. They've got to do it. That's all I needed on that phone call. I was then straight out buying XRP TRX the lot. It's got myself a nice little pot. I even had Dogecoin, which I doubled my money on and then moved it before I bought backs. So yeah, that was pretty good. Can't wait for what you guys have got coming. Yeah, so basically what we have got coming, you've seen the other channels as well, the conspiracy. We're getting some conspiracy videos going on from down here. Kurt's going to run his pot. Look on WhatsApp, Scott. So Kurt's going to run his podcasts. And we're setting up interviews. Obviously at the moment we can only really do interviews during the daytime. We're going to struggle to do any late night ones. Once the room's soundproofed from the GoFundMe, we can do an interview at 2 o'clock in the morning without fear of waking his daughter up. So that's where the soundproofing comes into it. The live Q&As, I'll be sat in another seat over there running the studio behind the scenes while Kurt will be answering any questions. Sorry Damore, I'm getting to it. Volume is good but the sound has noise distortion. You can angle the camera up a little bit. Yeah, tips, all good tips. Again, it's just a little throw out video. What I've been on now, 9 minutes 34. I didn't even expect to be on that, to be honest. I just wanted to let you know. How's Kurt injured his arm? Horseplay. Horseplay would be the best way to put that. An interview with Cryptotag would be epic. Tom, you were not wrong, mate. You were not wrong. But yeah, we can't wait to get onto some of that stuff, really. Just podcast style interviews. I know some of yous in the Telegram when we started to GoFundMe to start this room, you was talking about a Patreon. Just do Patreon. I didn't really know what it was about, so we set the GoFundMe up. And it has been good for us, don't get me wrong, but after looking at Patreon and seeing that it's kind of like good for VIP content, we might have a word with the community and have a look next year at maybe doing some behind the scenes video where you maybe get a wider shot of the view, you get more of the room. We'll answer some questions that we maybe wouldn't answer live, that kind of thing. So yeah, this room is basically enabling us to grow, enabling us to produce more and better content for the community, because basically I feel like I'm in a serious position where I need to say thank you now, not just through words, not just through text on the Telegram and that, but to severely produce some quality content for the community, because this room I'm sat in now with this green screen behind me would not have been possible without you guys. You've not only made our Christmas, you've made our month, and you've took us up a level, so thank you for that. And make no mistake, there will be some great content coming your way because of it. This message is held for review, you naughty boy. Happy to see this, smash that. Get a USB hub so you have more plug-in options. Mate, I'm on a free one here. I've got a USB option here. Um, it's got a set of speakers plugged into it because when I plug it in, it takes the sound card of my laptop away. So I have to put fucking speakers into it. It's got, because my laptop's not got an Ethernet port, it's got Ethernet through USB. I've got an SSD drive plugged in because the memory of my laptop's not that bad, so all my documents on Adobe and that are on my SSD drive external. Yeah, I've got Cam Link to make the camera work how it's working now. Yeah, Lapet is maxed out, mate. But the tower we've got down there that we're building, we still do need some parts. Still do need to soundproof the room. So that GoFundMe, although it looks like we've got in this position off the £421 and we've asked for 1,500, it is in phases. This was basically phase one. Phase two would be getting a PC finished, and phase three would be finishing, soundproofing it, and then upgrading a couple of pieces of equipment that we already had that weren't really up to scratch. Everything we're buying from now regarding to studio lights and green screen has been top notch at a budget price. So yeah, although it looks like we're nearly finished when we're not even halfway to that 1,500, didn't want people to think, they're asking for 1,500 and they've basically got the room already. Soundproofing's not cheap, guys. Go search it, really. It's important to Kurt and his family that we soundproof that wall and we don't wake his daughter at night. I don't even know if they can hear me downstairs now. Probably can, and they're all having a little buzz, to be honest. But look again on WhatsApp, the more. When we're in the money, Scott, we'll have to meet up in town for a few pints. Definitely Mick Hume. You're not related to Ashley by any chance, are you? Who lives in Droylsden. I know an Ashley Hume. She's got a flower shop in Droylsden. If you're related. Yeah, well done, Damore. Just to make sure, the GoFundMe is not the only way you can donate. If you're on PayPal, you can throw us a little bit over that way. You can send XRP to the wallet or the tip bot. It's pretty much all in the description, or it should be. Maybe not that I know of. It's probably a second cousin or something, Mick. I'm pretty sure you spelled the Hume right. And it's not that common name that I'm aware of, mate. But yeah, only in Ashton myself. That's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Said yeah. Ooh, stone's throw, mate. Stone's throw. Definitely meet up one day. But yeah, back to it. There was an issue. If you go to the Telegram group and ask them more, there was an issue about people outside of Europe being able to donate on the GoFundMe. What you had to do, you had to go on your bank's app, open your card temporarily, do the transaction and then close your card, I think, but I'm not 100%. The more, either get in the comments and just explain that, about if anyone in America or around the world is struggling to GoFundMe. Also, some of you are giving tenors, 20s, I mean, £100 donation and that through the GoFundMe. Can't thank you enough for that kind of donation, but seriously, guys, a few pound each is more than enough. I'm not expecting anyone to empty the pockets here. Just a few quid off a couple of hundred people. It's gonna go a long way in this room. Don't empty your pockets for us, especially around Christmas. I did a PayPal since GoFundMe won't work for me, so there you go. You got Enraged Hulk. He's become enraged since GoFundMe was doing his head in because he couldn't get the thing through. But turn to PayPal and it worked for him. So thanks for that, Enraged Hulk, whatever your real name is. Need to shoot, got to go for an haircut. Keep up the great work, Scott. See you later, Mick. See you have a good one as well, pal. Sheffield, anyone want a link up? We will be planning a meetup. There's an app called Meetup. If you all download that at some point next year, we will be planning one later on in the year. But there's also, what's that, Coin Fest? Yeah, anyone in the... I'll just do this before I end it. It is Coin Fest, isn't it? Coin Fest UK 2019. I hate websites like that making me... I've had to click twice now. 2 clicks he got. Don't put me on the same page. Gotta go on that. It's just a map. Meetup. This is the app website I was just talking about. Are you going? So there's 61 people on CoinFest UK. Have a look at this, guys. And it's in April, I believe. Meetup, CoinFest UK, 4th of April. Yeah, fucking right in front of my face. Thursday, April the 4th, 2019. Hosted by Adam R from CoinFest UK. It's a public group. 61 signed up to go at the moment there. Get on that and come and meet us. Legitimately, I will be there. Try and drag Kurt along in that. I think Chris is going to try and come up for it. But meet up in Australia. We'll all have personal jets so you can get down here. We will come, mate, but we're near the coast, not nowhere near in the outback with all them snakes. If the transaction doesn't go through with your donations, go on your bank site, and if there you can open your card for 60 minutes to make cross-border payment. Cheers to more. So there it is, guys. Anyone who's struggling on the GoFundMe and doesn't have PayPal or XR Tipbot or any other way to send us some funds, if you'd like to, and we're thankful for it. There is the explanation of why GoFundMe won't be working for you. You have to go to your bank site or app. You can open your card for 60 minutes and then make a cross-border payment. So basically, guys, that was it. I feel like the transition at the beginning worked well enough. We had a little, we can leave that live screen up while a few people come into the lobby or whatever you want to call it. We then transition into big screen. Nice little welcome, hello, how are you doing, what the video is going to be about, and then we'll transition back into smaller views and we can read through documents and all that. But just bear in mind, until we get the PC with 2 screens, we're kind of limited. Once we've got the 2 screens, you can have Kurt sat in front of one screen, me running the other screen while I do the studio transitions and I drag the documents up. Yeah. But thank you very much, guys. This video would not have been possible the way I've done it if it wasn't for them donations. Transition out. So yeah, so I suppose I've not even thought about transitioning out. So if I get OBS up. I mean, I could just put it back to the waiting screen. I wonder if I could transition to intro. And then back. Nah, I'll just waiting screen it, innit? Nah, I'll yeah. Go big again.
Do you feel the pride?
See, I should have done that. The little eye there. You close the little eye off and it won't show the intro. But yeah, maybe we can wind down with a little bit of a bigger view. Thanking everyone. Then waiting screen it, but I've got no mic on there. So I'm not sure whether you could hear me on that screen. So I'd say me byes before I do that, I think. Before I do that. Chat lever, smash that. I'm reading comments and interacting. Yeah, fat woman farting. Hope it don't smell too much. But yeah, one doing the open broadcast studio behind the scenes while the other is reading the information and doing Q&A. That is where we will get to eventually. We'll also have some sort of little template on the screen that we can make, and it'll have the addresses of our other channels and that on it. Other than that, guys, yeah, thanks for watching. I ended up 20 minutes. I only expect 5 or 10 minute little update and a little transition test, but yeah, thanks from the bottom of our hearts for all your donations. It's getting better already, I feel, and it will only get better in time as more comes in. Fuck you, YouTube, for not monetizing us, because if you did, we wouldn't have even had to ask anyone for anything. It'd have paid for the Adobe and everything, but yeah, that's another enraged Hulk. Go and smack the shit out of him. But yeah, I'm about to transition out, guys. Live long and hodl. As always, love crypto, love you guys. Stay safe. Have a good Christmas if I don't speak to you before it. Oh.